Thursday morning, get your paint on. Thursday morning, get your paint on. It's Skaar with Get Your Paint On. Thursday morning. I'm out of song already. Dang it. What the hell?
It was good enough. It was Skaar.
It was Skaar. Skaar, get your paint on. She's got horns and a big boat. Those are facts.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning, everybody. It's Thursday morning. This is Get Your Paint On. Welcome aboard. Because it's a pirate day. Because of Skaar. My name is Dallas. I'm the studio manager here at Privateer Press. Thanks for joining me. And with me today in the control booth, running the machine that makes the mic and makes the magic, is Mr. John Swinkles.
Oh, hello.
John. Hello, John. We need one of those.
Like, the applause sound.
Yeah, the fake.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, good job. Jolly good.
So what are we going to be doing on Skaar today?
I've put 3 hours in her. I think it's time to finish her. Or 2 hours into her. I think it's time to finish her.
Looks like we've got some fabric, some horns, some hair, maybe some highlights.
Yeah, that's about it. We got some coat, which I'm starting painting right now. This is a mix of bean purple, coal black, and underbelly blue to kind of desaturate all those colors because bean purple is very poppy. So I wanted to have a purple pirate coat. And so I mix those three colors together and I'm just going to paint that on and try to make that coat done. Let's see how, hopefully I finish her today. That'd be cool. Skaar in 3 hours.
Beaten purple, coal black, and what was the third one?
Underbelly blues.
Underbelly blue.
I got them underbelly blues, 'cause my woman done left me in the gutter, 'cause the underbelly blues. I'm living in the underbelly of society with the underbelly blues. That's all the song I got. I don't know where I was going with that. That's the new blues song that we're going to come out with next year.
It was fantastic.
The Underbelly Blues, sung by the Iron Kingdom's Heavy Rivet Blues Band. Our follow-up song will be called Rivet Depression. Oh, it's a broken-hearted song about a lady. She was riveting.
Womp womp.
There we go. Or something like that. Should her boots be purple too? I think her boots should be purple too. What kind of pirate queen would not have purple boots? Hello, everybody. I should check at chat. Martin Granger says, good morning from over the pond. Seth Conrad says, I'm on lunch at work and changed my whole schedule so he can watch every stream. And I say that is a schedule well changed.
Right? Especially if you're painting along with Dallas.
Yeah, you should take some paints to work. I mean, your coworkers will probably make fun of you because you're being a nerd with your little paint mans, but...
That's just because they're jealous.
They're jealous. There's just hatred. They're just mad. They're not comfortable enough in their nerdness to paint some dude mans. That's a good idea. Oh my gosh, like in your office, like starting a
Lunchtime paint jam.
Lunchtime paint jam. It's like one of those team building exercises. Everybody gets together, paints up some little dude mans. That'd be great. People should do that.
Best name so far in chat. Llama Juice says that Sing Along with Dallas Kemp should be a thing at Lock and Load. I agree.
I think we should just have karaoke. I'm just saying. Where is
Iron karaoke? Iron Kingdom's karaoke?
Oh my God, that would be perfect. JR, make it happen. I mean, we have a stage, Tony has a microphone.
We have many microphones.
We have
many screens.
monitors.
We could do this.
We're just gonna guerrilla karaoke at Lock and Load, and I'm gonna get in trouble. Wilson's gonna get mad at me.
Dane Leitch says, hobby pride, no shame in my dude mans. That's right.
That's right. Let your paint flag fly.
Nate Brooks says he does paint jams in his office, but his cat isn't a very good painter.
Oh, meow. Meow, meow. I guarantee your cat would love you forever if you just put a couple bottles of paint on the floor and a canvas. The cat will walk all over that. Because that's what cats be doing.
Maybe get, as Dane's saying, get C-Cat in here and have him, write up some IKC shanties. Though realistically, Getz might be the
I'm
one
getting
to do
Getz
that.
in there for that one.
Yeah.
That's more Getz wheelhouse, one would say.
Mm-hmm.
Some Iron Kingdom sea shanties. Some songs from the Five Fingers. Songs in the key of Five Fingers.
There we go. Nailed it.
Sometimes you got to walk the path, right?
Sometimes it's not about the destination, it's the journey.
I'm just going to really fakey that in there on the back of the cloak. Whatevs. Whatevs. All right, purple coat. Tell me what you want. What you want.
Do we need to desaturate it a little bit, or?
Well, the underbelly definitely,
helped, yeah.
Yeah, and so now I think as it's drying, I'm going to start shading it. I forgot the edge of these cuffs. Which means I probably forgot these. And I forgot this back sleeve, because of course, because that's what we do. Forget
So
things.
how are you going to shade it?
Coal black and Thamar black.
So sticking kind of cool.
Yeah, sticking everything kind of cool. And less desaturated shadows to really push the shadows super dark. I just want that desaturated mid-tone to really work for me there. And while that's drying, I'm going to take some Thamar black and start painting the leathers, because I want black belts and the black garters.
And I imagine she's got like shiny black leather.
That's what I'm thinking. I think it'll look really nice because it'll be contrasty with the soft purples. Going with some shiny black leather on the belt here. And some shiny black leather. So we'll cover that and describe like, wow, we're going to make it shiny without using like gloss coats.
Well, then we are going to by default answer Martin Granger's question, which was how would you paint different clothing materials to show the difference in material, like from cloth to leather? So boom, stick around, Martin.
It's all about color and placement of highlights. So we can start rocking the philosophy while we're waiting for stuff to dry. Softer materials will have softer highlights and broader highlights. So when I say softer highlights, I mean it's not going to go up to like that pure whites color, right?
More muted.
Yeah, very muted. Shiny things are going to have brighter, sharper highlights. So like black leather here will have very, very tiny little highlights, but they're going to be very contrasting and very bright. They're going to go up to like pure white. So like that's the main idea. Texture also works. Like if you're painting a rough material, if you want a material to look kind of rough, like a gunny sack. If you're from the South, you know what I'm talking about. If you want a lot of texture in your highlights of your cloth, so a lot of like little little lines, just to make it look like heavy texture. A lot of little tiny strokes. Sharper, brighter will have less of those. And then softer materials will have very smooth transitions.
Makes sense. And C categories that gets is the shanty expert.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Like, I'm surprised he just hasn't busted through the door just singing a salty sea shanty just off the top of his head.
Mr. Diaz, a frequent guest of the show, if you will,
yes.
asks, does Privateer Press have any plans of putting out airbrush-ready paints? And the answer is basically they are. You just got to thin them out a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, they're pretty much airbrush ready.
I know for a fact that that Brendan was doing a little airbrushing this morning.
Yep. I saw that.
Mm-hmm. And I think we're going to get to learn what he was working on next week.
Oh boy. I'm starting mine.
As soon as
Wow,
I
we're
get
just being
mine-
real super
I know,
teasy right
it's
now.
super vague, super
It's
teasy.
like, that thing, yep, Thunderflux. Oh, what a name. Oh, you answered Skaar 3.
Yep, sure did.
I
Even
just
put
saw
a-
the name Thunderflux and got excited. I'm like,
Right?
Thunderflux.
That's a great name.
This is my superhero name. Ladies and gentlemen,
It
Thunderflux.
just it makes me want to get all AC/DC.
You've been thunderfluxed? Thunderflummoxed. When you're flummoxed so hard, it's like thunder.
So right now, Kern is thunder flummoxed because his Storm Strider just arrived and he's counting down till the end of the workday so he can go home and paint it.
The which model?
The Storm Strider.
Storm Strider? Oh God, I love Storm Strider. Like, what a crazy contraption.
Seth Conrad is like, it's Crucible Guards. You guys are so mean. It is not
It is
Crucible
not.
Guards. Waha, wahaha.
Yeah, we got more things than just Crucible.
We got stuff, dog.
There's things and stuff and things. Although I am working on some Crucible Guard too.
Well, that too, yeah. In fact, a little later today, there will be an insider about some of the new Crucible Guard stuff.
Oh yeah, I just found out about that insider. I'm excited about it. It's gonna be dope, super dope. Yeah, we need to talk about. I think people are gonna want to see the color scheme pretty soon. We need a plan for that.
Yes. There is the rough of a plan for that, so we'll see how that pans out with Mr. Valancourt and a couple other people, and then we'll see about getting that out there.
Everybody's hungry for that color scheme. Everybody wants to see how to paint their army, which is super totally awesome because you need to hashtag play it, paint it every day. Because that's what makes the hobby so cool is that you get to paint your little toy dudes. Hashtag play it, paint it. Pick up a brush, play it, paint it. It's your army, your way. P3 presents Get Your Paint On, play, paint it, abracadallas. I was running out of breath, actually.
Good times.
Now I'm
Good
winded.
times.
Now I'm
Yeah.
winded.
I can't keep up. I haven't had enough caffeine this morning. Like normally I have like essentially a pot of coffee while I'm doing this, and I do not today.
So I have a, and I get made fun of sometimes for this. I have a French press at my desk.
Oh, I wouldn't make fun of it. I want it.
Yeah, I have a French press at my desk, and I make coffee for myself every morning. And yesterday I came to work, and I was out of coffee.
Oh no. Bentai asks, are there any plans to release more varied shades of purple paints in the future? Having to mix everything with beaten purple is kind of tedious, especially if you want a consistent color scheme that
Yeah, I
isn't
agree.
basic purple. I don't disagree at all. That's why I was very, very happy when we got the Piggy Purple ink.
Yep.
Because I was able to get a couple of different shades of purple into some of my other tones. But I also find a lot of use in using like Exile Blue and blending that out. I realize it's not essentially a purple, but depending on what you mix it with, you can get a lot of that cool color, but still on the darker side of things.
Sure. Coal black, murderous
Mhm.
magenta, exile blue. Like,
Even like that exile blue with just a touch of sanguine base.
yeah. Oh, that's a good color, actually.
Oh man, those two colors are delicious.
Like, there's always, look, anytime when I get asked that question a lot, right? It's like,
Mhm.
is there plans for colors? Like, man, there's all kinds of colors in the world, and there's all kinds of colors like I would like to have. So, there's always, yeah, new colors are cool, right?
And realistically, if they're few and far between when we put them out, it's just because we want good stuff, right? We don't want to put out something that like you're not going to get a ton of use out of, right? So looking at the more recent Grimkin color releases, things like Sickly Skin, you can use that for so many different things. The Deathless Metals,
Yeah.
same thing. It we don't want to put out a color that's just
Yeah.
super niche, I
Also,
guess.
you'd also be surprised at how long development on that stuff is.
Real long.
Yep.
Llama Juice, still amazing name, says from now on when they feed, they're going to yell Abric Dallas.
Look, I'm not saying you shouldn't. I'm saying cool.
I'm saying you should.
I'm
Yeah.
saying you should. David Van Heisenbergen. Yes, this is Skaar. See, super cool.
Heinsbergen.
Would you paint Camilo Mesa Cano? I don't know if I said that right. Ask-
Camilo Meso Cano.
Oops,
Yeah.
that's the wrong. Oh, that is the right color. I did that right. Ask if we would paint some new Satixis Raiders in the near future.
I have them on my paint desk right now.
Yeah, those are pretty dope models. We got a video coming out. Has that been released?
The Satixis skin?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
We have a
but it's
Satixis
soon.
skin video coming soon, and it's with the Satixis Blood Priestess. So
Who is super
Be on the lookout
dope.
for
I just
that.
got mine yesterday.
be on the lookout for that. Jose Diaz says, "What's the process for putting out new colors?" That's proprietary.
Yeah. Long, involved, lots of QA. Legionnaire says, what's your coffee flavor of choice?
Black.
Black.
I'm a black coffee drinker.
I like my coffee like I like my metal. Black.
God, there's so many funny ways to say I like my coffee like I like my blanks,
Mm-hmm,
and then so many funny like little jokes to go with that.
Tony has piped in and says that Satixis Skin is scheduled to go live next Friday.
Next Friday, so not
Next
this
Friday.
Friday. Oh, I know it comes out this Friday.
Mm-hmm. Dope stuff.
Dope stuff. Next Friday, Satixis Skin. So be on the lookout for a Satixis Skin video next Friday.
Tony's supposed to be editing right now.
Yeah, what is he doing?
I don't know. I don't know why he's hanging out in chat. It's almost like he likes this or something.
He's like downstairs working on a dope secret project, and now he's all jealous.
No, he's
There's
probably editing that Satixis Skin video.
I was trying to be all teasy.
I know, but reality check.
Yeah, definitely black coffee. Because now we're talking about coffee, and I'm all like,
And I'm still sad I don't have a pot of coffee in front of me.
well, and that's the thing. Oh my gosh, I ran out of coffee, and I didn't go buy any. So today I'm drinking some delicious tea, black, because I've got 2 tea bags. Hang on, I got 2 tea bags. I'm trying to get the
Don't worry about it.
2 tea bags in 1 cup of coffee that have been steeping for like 2 hours. So that's a thing. I mean, I think my kidneys seized up, but cool. Shrug. Hashtag YOLO. Hashtag YOLO. Okay, so this is coal black mixed with Thamar black. And I'm putting this into the shade of the cloak here.
David asks what our favorite black metal bands are. Right off the top of my head, if you would consider them black metal, I think I would be like Dimmu Borgir, if I'm saying it right. They do like crazy face paint and stuff like that.
That's funny because I actually just picked up one of their albums a couple weeks
It's
ago.
it's pretty delightfully heavy and crunchy stuff.
Yeah, I like bands I can't pronounce and couldn't even pronounce because I can't understand their logo. Like if the logo doesn't look like a pile of sticks thrown on the floor, then why am I listening? Not like but I also like pop.
Well, according to Google, Cradle of Filth is also a black metal band.
Is it?
I don't know that I agree with
I don't
that.
really consider that at all, but
And
cool.
Merciful Fate? I don't
I'm
know
totally
about that either.
I'm totally not Merciful Fate though.
Yeah, but that might be more like, I don't know, power metal?
It's pretty powery.
Yeah.
Little shadows with that cold black thing, my black, 'cause it looks so good and I love it so much. It's one of my favorite colors.
Nathan Howard says, speaking of kidneys seizing up, how would you paint jaundiced skin?
Jaundice skin.
Sickly skin would be where I'd start.
Oh man, I'd have to look at pictures. To be perfectly honest, I use a lot of references, and I use a lot of photo references for anything I'm painting. So I think I would really need to bring up some images of that and then build a recipe off those images for me to get you a good like start point. Sorry, I don't have anything like that off the top of
So
my head.
basically, without a reference right in front of me, you'd want a very light, warm color as the base for the skin.
Yeah,
Right?
and
Like,
you want yellow.
and then
Yellow.
like a very light green is actually going to push it faster and easier when you blend it because it'll separate out.
I think it depends on the green. Yeah, but you definitely want that green and yellow in there.
I'm just saying, if you start with a light, warm base, you have to go a little bit heavier towards the green, depending.
Yeah, I need an image. I need an image in my head of what I want to do. I like looking at pictures and confusing people who see my internet history.
I'm gonna rapid fire a couple of questions here. So, Legionnaires asked, any chance that the next
Shoot.
Primecast will release soon? Yes. We are recording that at the beginning of next week. It's been a little bit longer than I usually like to go, but that's because we've been focusing a bunch on live streaming and getting ready for conventions, which always, the convention part always kind of hits us right in the schedule. And then a bunch of people were telling us that those weren't black metal bands. That's fine.
Sure,
They're
whatever.
still metal and awesome. And then James R. Keller asked Dallas, when did you decide that you wanted to paint models seriously and pursue it as a career?
So I've wanted to be a quote artist for a long time. Just never knew how to do it. Never knew what it took to do it. And so I kind of didn't do it. Got kind of wrapped up in just surviving. If that makes sense, if you understand what I'm talking about there.
Absolutely.
Living paycheck to paycheck. And then it was a meeting Ron Cruzy, who is our sculpting director here at Pirate Press. Meeting him at a convention and having some really good criticism of my work. And I've tried a couple different things. I tried making movies. I tried drawing comic books. I was even going to go to school for like special effects makeup at one point. But nothing ever stuck and took hold. Miniatures was the thing that kind of stuck and kind of took hold. And I just, after having that conversation with Ron, It just kind of pushed me, and that's what I really need was just somebody to push. And so a couple of years ago, I just kind of,
Moved out here and did it.
yeah. I mean, I went freelance first for a little bit, and then I moved out here and just started pursuing the dream, the idea of doing this. So chase those dreams, kids. They might not all come true immediately. It might take you longer than you want, but you gotta chase those dreams, man, and be flexible. Like, I mean, teenage Dallas was like, "I'm going to be a comic book artist." I would have
Yeah.
never thought about miniatures at all.
Chasing the dream is important, but you got to keep your eyes open for opportunity as well.
Yes, yes. Be flexible. Like, be professional. That's like the big. Did I script the camera? I didn't script the camera. Big thing is just be professional. Like, if somebody goes, "Can you do this?" and they say, "Can you do it in this amount of time?" and you say yes, you better deliver.
Nathan brings up a good point. He says, "It seems like jaundice skin would be a good way to go for Crick's pirates. I mean, if anyone is going to have serious liver disease, it would be them." Yeah, because there's blight in like all the grog.
There's, oh yeah, we had an amazing conversation last week
Yep.
with Doug Seacat, where we talked about. There was actually a little bit of talk of blighted grog.
And just blight being in everything
Yeah, just
Yeah.
blight. Like, don't go to eat sushi in the Shard Isles,
because blight.
because it's not. Yeah, it's gonna be real bad. It's not gonna give you a good time.
Nope.
Like, I've had a lot of good times at sushi. Shard Isle sushi. I'm gonna open a sushi place.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna call
Yeah,
it-
as soon as you said that, I'm like, mm-hmm.
Where do you want to go for lunch today? Shard Isle sushi?
Or Broken Coast sushi.
Oh, Broken Coast sushi's great. I would go to the. No, I wouldn't go to Broken Coast. Either one of those. Don't go there and eat sushi unless I open it and then come there and eat sushi. Did that make sense? We
Yep.
kind of went tangential, like all over the place there for a moment.
Hey, we're getting our paint on.
We were talking about following our dreams and we were talking about eating sushi.
They can be the same thing.
That's true. Oh, let me tell you. There's one job I'd quit this job for. It'd be professional sushi eater. I'm just saying. If I could just get paid to walk around and eat sushi, done.
Yep. And like still like pay all the bills and stuff like that. Like
Yeah,
actually
yeah, I'm
make
talking
a
about-
decent living out of
Yeah,
it.
I'm talking about decent living. Like, professional sushi eater? Oh, man, sign me up.
Are we still working with the mix of Thamar and Coal Black for the
We
shadows?
are, yes. And I'm getting ready to add more Thamar. Let me fix that mess up I just did. Let's get rid of that blue. I got blue on our golds. There we go.
Just a little whippy wipe.
That second brush, man, it's good for everything. It's not just for blending. It's also good for cleaning up mistakes. I'm going to add more Thamar Black to this color and push my shadows a little bit further.
Seacat says, blighted limes and lemons are available, though. Perfect to avoid scurvy. May cause eruption of scaled skin, barbs, or other unusual protrusions. Private Chip Press does not endorse eating anything blighted.
Yeah, don't eat blight thing for real. Dane has some good, like, little lifey, like, quote there. Shoot for the moon. Even if you miss, you'll fly higher than you have ever before. Just know if you miss, you will also fall further than you have ever fallen before.
Oh, if you're going to fail epically.
Oh,
you
yeah.
learn more that way, and people will remember you. And that's not necessarily a bad thing.
Yeah. Like, look, one thing I taught my son the whole time growing up is the notion that you've never learned anything from winning. All the greatest lessons by all the greatest inventors in human history have come from mistakes and failure. So I honestly don't even believe in failure. I don't believe failure is an actual real thing. I think it's concept people use. I don't consider anything a failure. I consider everything a lesson or just the first phase. Like, that's just me. Um, I don't know if that philosophy will work for everybody, but it's how I look at things. And it's how it's definitely worked for me. Um, if you think about failure, you're going to get wrapped up in the thing you didn't achieve. Whereas if you don't think of anything as being a failure, you're just like, okay, this is what I learned. Now you take what you learn, you apply it to a new thing, and you grow from that.
Forged of Souls over on Twitch. There are no mistakes, only happy accidents.
I mean, yep,
Painting for sure.
painting for sure. Yeah, yeah. I'm not a believer in failure. It's like I say, I've never had a bad day, right? Because a bad day, I don't want a bad day to define. I don't want to define something as a bad day. I want to define things as just some lessons I learned. Just a different experience than I was expecting. Just a different experience or outcome than you expected. Plus, careful what you wish for. You might think that you want something, and then you get there and you realize, whoa, this is not what I thought it was going to be like, right? So, I guess be ready to adapt to a new plan. Give everything, but always be willing to change course.
Be flexible, but hold nothing back.
Yep, there you go. That's a good way to say it. Like, I'm going to punch the sun every day, but sometimes I got to realize I got to punch Mars. Screw you, Mars. Pap, pap. Now we're getting all philosophical on Get Your Paint On today.
I'm going to get you a t-shirt that just says Paintbrush Philosopher.
Oh, that'd be great.
That'd be a dope shirt.
I got a list of shirt ideas downstairs.
Speaking of shirt ideas, the fine folks at Off-World Designs have 2 shirts that you can get. One is that sweet Thagros shirt, and the other one is that dope Fiora shirt. Both of those, I believe you had a hand in helping design, didn't you, Dallas?
Those are both my ideas, yeah. Like, those are my ideas, and I made them into shirts, and I want everybody to wear one. And yeah, I'm really yeah. Go to Off-World Designs, check them out.
I had an idea for one. I really hope they make it. Has to do with the lady you're painting right now.
Oh. Man, I pitched an idea for a commercial for her, and you all shot it down. Just like that, too. Like, I think I barely got it out of my mouth, and you're like, no. We're not doing that. I'm like, it's funny. No.
Tony says that Mars Punch is the name of his punk band.
Mars Punch. I love it. Okay, this whole blackmail thing. You know what I don't like? Genres.
Labels. Like, all I care about is that it melts my face off.
Yeah, there's 2 types of music in the world. Good music and not so good music. That's the only 2 genres. Well, we're all over the place in topics today. Man, I just cannot get
Well, we're getting some painting done.
darken all that up.
Basically, I mean, there's lots of places to put some shading in there. So,
There's lots of shadow.
yeah.
She's a shadowy pirate. Whoop, whoop. Get that little blend on there. There we go. All right, let's highlight that. Let's make them highlights high. Do.
So what are we blending together over there?
Not positive yet. Let me see what I can do here. I need my full blood highlight, I think. There it is. Troll blood highlight, beaten purple, and underbelly blue.
I suspected you were going to bring that underbelly blue back.
It's just a nice, cool color that mixes well with beaten purple. All right, I'm also going to put a touch of my base color in there.
The base color being the original mix.
Yeah,
The underbelly blue, beaten purple, and coal black.
Coal black, yep.
So are these highlights, these are for the fabric?
Yep.
See, this is what happens when Dallas has had caffeine and I haven't.
Man, I'm going to tell you right now, that tea, oh, that is the
Punchy?
blackest tea I've ever
Punchy?
made. That was real punchy. That was real punchy. Oh, I love that Tony. It's got a Z. It's Mars Punch with a Z.
It's so punk. Well, like 2000s early, like not really punk, but we kind of wish punk wasn't dead.
Yeah.
I'm old. I believe punk died when the Berlin Wall actually came down. Like there were some remnants, but that was when like punk officially died.
All right, we're gonna put some highlights on this coat.
I'm sorry, punk from the 90s, not the same. Not the same. I'm expecting people in chat to like lose their minds right now.
So little bright. Let me tone that down just a scooch. It is scooched. Not quite ready for that brightness.
Joris Clarine wants a pancake pan with a Dallas face on it, kind of like those Star Wars toasters. So when cooking up some pancakes, you get the little Abric Dallas on there.
George, you saw the P3 pancake, didn't you? Please tell me you saw that. I was so happy about that video.
It's so much fun.
That's like my second favorite video we've ever made.
What's your first?
Oh, Super Metallics, hands down.
Yeah.
Like Super Metallics video was hands down my favorite video. Second favorite video is the pancake video.
And then third is the Formula P3 Super Video Super Series.
That one's really fun.
It was a lot of fun.
All right, just keeping some real...
Nathan Howard says, so are you saying that the imminent threat of nuclear holocaust during the Cold War produced better music? I'm saying it made punk better. Yeah.
Sure.
Because that was definitely something to, rage against the machine to put it succinctly.
I mean, what's the point of punk if you're not yelling at something?
You got to be real angry. Now, punk could make a comeback now, saying the political climate is ripe for some good punk music.
All right, just...
Seth Conrad asks, what was the most difficult model you've had to paint? I'm assuming professionally.
Difficult? I mean, I think everything has its own challenges that you have to look at and overcome. I mean, I look at painting miniatures as almost like grokking a puzzle.
Mm-hmm.
You got to kind of look at, well, what does this miniature want and what does this miniature need? And what do I want and what do I need out of it?
If I had to guess, based on the miniatures I've watched you paint, the one that gave you like the most trouble and like caused the most like anxiety visibly was having to speed paint that Borka bust.
I mean, that was, yeah, and that had nothing to do with the bust itself, right?
Right.
That was just the speed painting aspect of it.
context.
I mean, that was the first time I had so many people watching
Mm-hmm.
me do something that was, I mean, if I failed that, man, that was going to be as we talk about failure,
That would have been a doozy.
it would have been
But it was
doozy.
dope.
But it worked, right? But yeah, definitely had a lot of anxiety. I can't believe I thought of doing that. Like, why did I
I don't
put
know, but as soon as you
myself?
said it, I was like, yup, that's what's happening.
Yeah, and that's the one thing you don't do is like give people the idea that you can do something because you're gonna be stuck with it. But yeah, definitely like painting that Borka bust was a challenge because I painted an hour. Definitely a challenge to figure out like how to do that, right?
And have it still feel complete.
Yeah, have it get complete too, right? It's just like I got to get it to completion, and what is that going to take, and can I do it in an hour? And I know I went over a little bit. We made plenty fun of me about that on screen. So
Joris is saying there should be a all-female Broken Coast pirate punk band with super hot Texas bass player. I don't disagree.
I'm just assuming there one exists.
Right? A Broken Coast bass player.
Yeah. The Broken Coast bassist.
Mm-hmm.
Just laying down some of that fat riff. Boom, 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 boom.
Just like that.
Just like that. Little tiny highlight right in that boot. Boot. I'm keeping this real tiny and sharp. And just kind of having fun, not taking it super serious, because this isn't the studio, so I can do whatever I want. Hashtag I'm your way. Just keep following those little hatch lines. You know what? I'm not going to finish her today. There's no way. It's not happening. 3 hours was not enough. I need to speed up. I'm going to speed up.
Seth Conrad says the Broken Coast bombshells.
Nah, that's a bombardier thing. The bombshell bombardier is going to roll down there and take that name back. She's going to be like, that's copyrighted.
Right. Dana, if we know if the Beaten Purple is in any of the 6 color sets, I want to say it's in the Legion one.
I think it's in the Legion one, yeah. I have that list at my desk, so I don't remember things.
Going to the web store, looking up Dane's question.
Because why should I remember something that's just written down somewhere?
Paint sets.
Paint sets. Paint sets. Paint sets. Paint sets. Paint sets.
Legion.
Get your paint sets. What?
No, it is not. The Legion one has Radiant Platinum, Frostbite, Cold Black, Colonel Pink, Thamar Black, and Marrow White, which is an amazing set. Makes sense that it's sold out at the moment.
Beaten Purple. Beaten Purple's in one of them. Where would it make the most sense? Legion.
It's not in Convergence.
No, it's
That
not.
one's another good set, though. Pig Iron, Cold Steel, Quicksilver, Brass Balls, Arcane Blue, Menoth White Highlight.
Let's paint some black. All right, so I'm going to just take pure cold black and going to do a quick highlight on all my black leathers, and I'm just going to edge this with some of that coal black, keeping it very sharp. Maybe give a little blend there. And then this belt. Like that. A little blend on that high point. Let's do some little reflection lines across that leather, like so. Oh, it's so dry in here today. Ugh. Just little tiny highlights of coal black. Making sure I maintain the black line between the elements, so.
Yeah, I went looking through all the sets. I don't see beaten purple in any of
That's
them.
not in any of them?
Nope. But Exile Blue is in the Mercenary set.
Wow, that makes sense.
Seth Conrad said the Shard Island Sirens.
It's pretty good.
That's pretty good.
Oh God, I want him to sing doo wop. Except for like, we're gonna kill you, doo wop. It's just like it's just unpleasant songs about what they're gonna do to your village.
But it's all peppy and upbeat.
Yeah, it's just peppy up deep beat doo wop. All right, Frostbite, where you be? So I got the Frostbite and the coal black. I'm gonna mix that together and do the highlights on my black leather. Once again, I'm going to keep this very tight. Just using the edge of my brush. Just let the brush work for me. Don't gotta force it. The brush wants to do its job. I'll highlight on these leathers. Does not take much.
So we've got about 10-ish minutes left.
Oh, she's not gonna get done. No, I thought she was gonna get done.
Well, we can probably pick her up a little bit next week before we shift to the spiffiness, depending.
We got something planned for next week, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. Okay. All right, let's put a little highlight on this belt. Just those edges.
We might be able to do like her hair and the bone of her horns in a P3 Presents video too.
True. I mean, I can use any model I want, right?
You are the studio manager. You do what you want.
I'll do what I want. I want to use my model. Paint on video. Oh wait, that's what I'm doing.
Yup.
Alright, little tiny highlight right there.
Joris was asking if Satixes have any other hair colors than, like, generally the black and like a ginger Satixes. I have definitely seen some paint schemes that went that route and they looked super good. Skaar, however, will always have black hair because, well, her last name is Ravenmane.
That's true. Her name says it all. Her name says it all.
But yes, I have seen people do blonde Satixes, kind of auburn-haired Satixes, super red, desaturated red, all kinds of different hair colors. George says, or a platinum blonde with a cheeky tan.
Sure. Your army, your way, buddy.
You do what you want.
You do.
And then you send us pictures so we can share it.
I want to share your pictures. I want to look at your pictures.
Got a question over on Twitch. Do you have any quick tips on how to paint tattoos or face paint? Yes. And it's specifically for your Bradigan Pit tattoos. If you go to youtube.com/privateerpressprime, there is a Formula P3 Presents video that is all about painting tattoos.
Yeah. I made a whole video about it.
I'm actually going to see if I can go find it right now so I can link it for him.
Oh, a nice little link. Make that link happen.
And of course, because I have the worst keyboard ever up here, everyone can hear me typing.
I can hear it. It's like clank, clank, clank. So tips on, I can go over a couple of tips real quick. Practice on something other than your miniature. So that's a good tip. So like get another miniature, like maybe something you painted a long time ago and you're just like, I just want to kind of spruce this up and just play. Get in just try it out. Practice, make sure you know exactly how you're going to approach the tattoo. Break the tattoo down in parts. Don't try to do it all at once. So like break it down into big shapes and then smaller shapes and fill in the spaces in between. Symmetry is key. So like sometimes you can put some little guiding dots are super useful to kind of show you where line needs to end so it's symmetrical. Keep your paint super, super thin and paint the tattoo kind of translucent. Like don't just go whole hog like, super opaque red. Kind of thin it down first and get the shape you like before you commit. That's some good quick tips to get you started. Also, just have fun. Like you're not gonna mess up. Did you get the link up?
I sure did.
Yeah, there you go. Our next tip, watch that video. Third tip, tell me what you think.
Devonian asks, do you mix the skin tones into the tattoo color?
I tend to not. I actually kind of go the other way. And actually, I know that this is not supposed to be a bone skull, but I want to look bone, so I'm doing it.
And what color were you working?
Just jackbone. And he's stretching this out. I don't mix my tattoo color into my skin tone or my skin tones into my tattoo colors. I actually kind of go the other way, and I do thin. I work real thin And then once the tattoo is done, I take my highlight skin tone and I blend a glaze of that over the top with the highlight color and some mixing medium because mixing medium makes it translucent. And this kind of pushes the tattoo under the skin. And I really like that look. So that's what I do.
And James R. Keller points out that the Retribution Command book has good sources of kind of wild hair colors, like with some greens and stuff in there, and that is 100% correct.
Accurate. I love those Retribution hair tones, and I've even applied them to different models or taken the concepts presented there and kind of played with them on different armies and stuff like that. So. Honestly, all the Mark II War Machine paint guides found in the books are really, really, really solid paint guides that you should try to find if you can. They're all available still, right?
Absolutely.
Yep. Great painting tutorials. Collected over the years by those fabulous P3 studio painters. The ones that came before me. All right, this is Baldress Green. I'm putting over top of her bones. I'm just going to kind of blend that up and create some gradation on those horns. Get those shadows in there. Define the little ridge lines. Now, as the Texas horns get darker at the tips, so I definitely want to remember that. There's a reason. If it's dark at the tips and gets lighter, it contrasts against the black hair better.
Mm-hmm. You might actually get her pretty close to done.
Yeah, I'm pushing pretty hard right now. Like, we can probably fake the horns and the skulls a little bit. I'm sure people are less concerned about that than the hair.
Thin layer of brown ink to shade it in or something.
Yeah, I mean honestly, it's pretty close. I got some beast hide over here pulled aside for them. But let's see what we can do real quick. Let's try to get this. I just need the basics blocked in so I can paint around the hair without making a mess. That's good enough for now. All right. So let's paint the hair. So hair's painted Thamar black. I blocked in everything with Thamar black. If you watch the video, you'll see how I did that. I just kind of, as we were painting last week and this week and the week before that. This is 3 weeks. Oh my gosh. I was just kind of blackening the hair with Thamar black as I went, just to keep that super, super, super dark. And I'm just going to really quickly do that one more time just to make sure nothing is standing out. Make sure I didn't make a mess when I was doing the horns, things like that.
And what are you going to mix in there to start shifting it up? Like coal black or?
Yes. Let me think about that for a minute. You know what? Coal black. It's Raven. Yep, it's coal black. So we're gonna go with like a 2-to-1 coal black, Thamar black.
Now, would you bring any of the beaten purple into that?
That's a really good question. You could. Let's do that. Let's put a little touch of purple in there. So for cloth, you want to go against the grain with your highlights, with those little lines, with
Mhm.
those highlight lines to create the texture. Hair, you want to go with the grain, never go across it. Um, you can go across it for certain effects. Dreadlocks, you want to go across the grain, but for this kind of hair, I just want to paint this in. Just start working in those colors. Man, this girl's like a shampoo ad. Does she wash this hair or does she make somebody do it for her?
Shampoo thrall? Because I know we talked about Roomba thralls last
Oh,
week.
God, Roomba thrall. Oh, gross. Just the grossest of thralls. I can see a shampoo thrall. Just some undead mechanism that's whole purpose is to shampoo her hair because look how much there is of it.
Mm-hmm.
You know how long this would take to dry? And she's on the sea constantly. Her hair has just got to be a big mess of salt water. Sea cat, confirm or deny? Like, would this ever dry? I mean, I'm a guy without hair, so I just assume all hair takes forever to dry. Just like, look at the work.
Let's see here. Her boat is powered by the souls of the undead.
Fact.
So the wind whipping through your hair when she's on land probably dries out real floofy like a blow dryer.
Just woofed. Let's take some mint off white base. Start grabbing some of that. Put that little bit of yellow in there.
Seth Conrad says the pirate version of Head and Shoulders.
Unless there's a pun there and you're not telling me, you're just upsetting me, Seth. Where's the pun?
Aaron says maybe it's just magic hair and it's always perfect. Like she's a warcaster, so one of her spells that's always active could just be perfect hair.
That's true. That's true. I've always thought about like that. Like, you know, warcasters know more than 6 spells, right?
Right. Yeah.
Like even like.
They just don't have in-game mechanics.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure it was defined once. I remember of like, you know, a version 2 or an epic warcaster. Like they don't actually forget the spells that they had in their version 1. They're just
Right.
not using them currently, right?
Yeah.
They're not so I would guess that yeah, there's probably like some spell that certain warcasters have that is just like prestidigitation of like I just am always going to have awesome
She has
hair.
the spell No Bad Hair Day.
Yeah.
Nile Bullet says undead soul power sounds sustainable and eco-friendly. True
It's
facts.
true.
True facts. The Shard Isles / Broken Coast is the greenest energy in all of Kane.
That's just true. All right, I'm just highlighting.
Good for the planet, bad for humans.
Well, look.
Blight.
Don't be so selfish with your soul.
Right.
The dragon wants to use it.
He's got plans. Do you have plans? No. So give him your soul. Alrighty, we are wrapping up. So, folks, make sure to join us every Thursday at 10 a.m. Pacific time for Get Your Paint On. Tuesdays at that same bat time, same bat channel for Weekly Rumble. And next week is going to be super dope.
Weekly Rumble.
And then on Wednesdays, hang out with the dev team, chat, get to know what's going on either in CID, what's coming up, all that kind of good stuff. And as always, like, share, subscribe, any of those good things that let us know you like what we're doing. If you'd like to see something different or something expanded on, let us know. Twitch, Twitter, wherever you want to access us, and let us know what you'd like to see us paint, play, or talk about.
Now, next week's CID is pretty cool if I remember right.
It's super dope. They announced yesterday that on March 7th, next Wednesday, will be the first shot for the Golden Crucible.
That's what I thought. And then Weekly Rumble last week was War Machine.
Yes, well, Hordes, but yes.
Sure. And Pagani and Hungerford battle it out.
Mm-hmm. And
Awesome.
there's gonna be some more of that this week with a special thing going on.
What? Oh, I know
Yeah,
what
yeah.
it is. What?
And with that, folks, we are about to go get lunch. Any parting thoughts for everyone, Dallas?
Real quick, I am putting some highlights on her hair. I added some underbelly blue to that mix of coal black, Thamar black, Menoth white base. Now I've just added some underbelly and keeping some very small, very much in the upper regions of her hair. Some little tiny little highlights. Parting thoughts. Go for your dreams, kids. Don't be afraid to fail. Failing is just a lesson, and it feels good. Like, collect those experiences and turn them into realities. That's what I got.
Super legit.
That's what I got.
Right on.
That's it.
We will see you next time, folks. Thanks for joining us.
Bye, everybody. Thanks. Whoop, 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 whoop. What? Get your paint on. Get your paint